All right, I think we're live here. I need to go over to Instagram and make sure we're live there. Go live there. And here we go. I think we have it going. Anyway, good Friday evening, everyone. I'm going live on, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram this evening. The screen's set up here a little bit. And just trying something new. I've been doing a Monday morning live in our Edge community for, 20 or so weeks now. We've got those built out in the classroom. I usually come with a topic, but wanting to get out to more people and more platforms. So trying this tonight, and I'm considering the commitment to go live every day in 2025. I was talking to some people about how to grow the social media presence and all the content this past week. And one of the guys I spoke with said, "Hey, I go live every day and bring something to the people that are supporting me every single day." So I got thinking about it. I'm like, what a great goal that would be if I could do that on the daily. So for those of you guys that don't want to see any more of me, just swipe on by. It's fine. It's all good. Wendy's out tonight, and I just figured I would take some time to check out StreamYard again. And I can't post to my Facebook group anymore. I can post to my Facebook page, post to an Instagram page. I can post, so I say post, I mean stream. And I can stream to YouTube. So it'll be 60 days or so before I can post to the actual Summit Coaching and Consulting business page. So I've learned a ton about social media over the past couple of years, and that hasn't come easily. So if you're on and you're watching this, just give me see how you're doing, a scale of 1 to 10 in the comment box. I may not see it if you're coming from Instagram or YouTube. And I'm not sure. So the comments I'll put in are on probably come up on Facebook. So we're all learning here. So I'm going to do a 10-day video series, and it's going to be about finding your edge, ways to find your edge. Guys, know if you followed me in the last year, you've heard the Edge. Our group is named the Edge. Our event is named Edge Live. So we're really working that edge thing. So as a coach, I help people find their edge. And so I wanted to jump on tonight and spend a few minutes just doing a live video. And this will be, it's been recorded, so it'll be post later. So if you're catching it on the rewind, as they say, just post a hello in the comments so I know you saw it. Let me know what you thought, and we'll keep on trucking and keep bringing them. So, but as day one, so this is day one of our 10-day series, and I'm going to talk tonight about the power of small wins. And that's something that's been part of how I've been able to do what I've done is just to create some small wins on a daily basis that can, over time, stacking them up can transform your life. It's big leaps are great, right? But we don't always get those. We don't get the big sale or the big jump or the big jump in fitness. You got to do the work. Trust me, I know. I've shown up on race day not having done the training, right? And it doesn't go so well. All right. You can tell who did their training on race day. All right. I've seen it in my own life with business. I've seen it with, like I've said, I've referred to a lot with my triathlon training. So I can't wait to share with you guys tonight kind of how it's worked for me. What's a small win? The small win's a simple one, right? It's a small achievable goal. Small win is, we hit all our KPIs this week, right? We sold our jobs. We did our stuff. We did all the things we're supposed to do. We showed up and we just kept on doing our thing. How about the compound effect of a small win? Hey, maybe you put $5 a day. I wrote down here, $5 a day is $1,825 a year, right? Without compound interest. All right. So consistency over a long period of time creates a much bigger impact than you might think. And there can be some psychological impact too, right? To a small wins. Builds motivation, activates the reward center in the brain, they say. And it creates the confidence for you to tackle bigger projects, bigger challenges. I want to sell a bigger job. I want to do a bigger project. I want to climb a higher mountain. I want to do a longer race, whatever it is. You get a little confidence. You get a little momentum going, right? When I first started training for Ironman, there were people that said, "Oh, Bob's going to do an Ironman. Yeah, has he even done a half Ironman?" Right? The truth is, I had, but biting off a full Ironman was a big chunk at the time, and I was no Mark Spitz in the water. I mean, I wasn't going to be tearing up the racetrack, so to speak, but I knew I could go all day. And so what I did is I showed up the very first time I went to the pool. I swam one lap, took a break, swam back to, and when I say a lap, I mean a length, down to the end, take a break, turn around, came back, took another break, down and back, no break. And I built from there. And I showed up the next day, and I showed up the next day after that, and I kept going, and I kept showing up and trying. And I knew I was not going to be a superstar swimmer, but I figured I could probably get average. And if I could get average, then I could capitalize on my biking and my way above average biking and my above average running. And those are the guys that do well on the Ironman circuit, guys that do everything pretty well. All right. So that's one way I've incorporated it into my life. You have doubts along the way. We may not, you want to make that big jump and it gets boring, it gets mundane, right? You have to master the mundane, as they say in the personal development world, right? Because you're going to have personal doubt at every milestone. Can I get to the next milestone? What's next, right? It's often said the top of one mountain is the bottom of another. Man, how come, where's the finish line? How come somebody keeps raising the bar? How come somebody keeps pushing the finish line away? Keep stacking the wins, stacking the small wins on the daily basis, right? How are you guys stacking wins? I don't know if I can't see any comments, so I'm not sure if you guys are commenting. I'm only seeing one comment feed, so I apologize if I'm not seeing that. I'll try to refine that for the next live that I do. One of the things I always say in coaching is you don't try to boil the ocean, right? We're trying to have those small wins. You can't do it all at once. You got to start small, be consistent. When I first got on my bike, when I first got into biking before I even considered a triathlon, I went out and rode 20 miles, and I was ecstatic. I couldn't believe I had ridden 20 miles on my bike. And when I look back at that, it amazes me that that really wasn't that big of a deal in Ironman speak. I remember looking at, for those of you that are on here, I don't know if you're in Maine or not, but we have a 10K road race here in Maine. And I remember you used to read the newspaper on a Sunday morning, getting up and reading about this Beach to Beacon race. And it was a 10K race from the Crescent Beach to the Portland Headlight in Cape Elizabeth. And I looked at all the people doing it. I'm like, how in the heck these guys run that kind of distance? And then flash forward a few years, I rode my bike to that race, ran the race backwards, back to my bike and biked home. So it just goes to show you that you might look at something that's a really big thing, a big task, something that's hard to tackle, and think, wow, I could never do that. But if you start into it and start getting some small wins, and stack a few little, just a few little victories along the way, you can do about anything you want. If you just set those micro goals, right? Break that big thing down. When I did an Ironman, I looked at the marathon, 26.2 miles. I looked at it as 26 1-mile repeats. And that might sound strange to you, but in Ironman, typically they have an aid station every mile on the run. At least they did in Lake Placid and Tremblant, where I was. And I said, man, I don't have to run a marathon. I need to make it to the next table. So I just committed to myself, I'm going to keep running to the next table. When I get there, I'll power walk through that, take in my nutrition, and start running again. And I did very well doing it that way. I had some success at it. But I had to mentally just say, I don't have 17 miles to go. That would have been overwhelming for me. I got to run 17 miles. No, I got to run a mile 17 more times. And I was able to do it. So how are you guys stacking small wins and being consistent on a regular basis? All right. Take your reading. If you want to start reading more, read 5 pages a day. You guys that have done 75 hard, you're doing the 10-page a day thing, right? Maybe do 20. But pick the book up every single day. Make the commitment, or the standard, as we say. Make your standard that you read daily. or that you read 10 pages daily. That's your standard. And your commitment is to just do it, right? Along the way, don't forget to celebrate progress, right? Stop and have a moment. Hey, man, in my training, I just did a half marathon. Or, hey, I just sold $500,000. My goal's $1 million. Hey, it's July 1st. I'm on track, right? Don't forget to stop and maybe give yourself a pat on the back. Hey, we're doing this. We're staying consistent. And do whatever you have to do to stay consistent. Maybe you need a big-ass calendar like I had made last year. Maybe you need an accountability partner. Maybe you need a habit tracker. Whatever it is, put it in motion, grab onto it, adopt that practice, and do it for the year and see how it lasts. See how it works out. So, guys, remember, small wins create momentum. Small wins create momentum. Consistency is more powerful than occasional intensity. Don't be a flash in the pan. The guys you got to worry about are the ones that are just quietly in the back doing their thing. Don't forget to celebrate your progress. Guys, it's a journey, right? It's a journey. For me, in my training, I refer to it a lot. I had more fun in the training. Like when the race was over, I was like, damn, kind of bummed out, right? Because we had gotten to the goal. So, guys, I want you to comment. If you're watching this on the rewind or if you're watching it live, just comment about one consistent action. What's one consistent action you can take today to be able to stack on top of something tomorrow and the next day and the next day in order to get to your goal? I'd love to hear what your goals are, how you're stacking wins and finding your edge. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about overcoming limiting beliefs, because if we don't clear those out, we're in trouble, right? We're going to talk about the things that might be holding you back from making progress. So don't miss it. Guys, remember, it's the small wins that add up to the big results. Small wins that add up to the big results. Let's help you find your edge together, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Before I go, I wanted to remind you, we have an event coming up on February 22nd of 2025. It's called the Edge Live. I'll put that link in after I get done here. I don't have my ninja assistant working with me tonight behind the scenes, but I'll add links to these posts this evening. We have a great event. It's a one-day personal development event. Steve Rosenberg will be there. Gary Chupik will be there. I'll be there speaking as well. We're going to have a great day. It's at the Italian Heritage Center in Portland, Maine, and it runs 8 to 5. We serve you lunch. It's a great way to kick off your year and try to make 2025 different than 2024. If there's something you've missed in 2024, you want 2025 to be different, get to the Edge Live and let's go. Guys, as always, I'd love to chat with you. Let me know what more I can do for you. Let me know if it makes sense for us to get on a free discovery call. I do offer that as well. I'll put that link in as well. So, guys, have a great Friday night. Have an even better weekend. But think about what's one small thing you can do to try to move the needle and be ready for next week. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.